and welcome back to the Michael and Trevor Show. I'm Trevor,
And I'm Michael.
and on today's episode, we will be talking about the movie Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah, this movie just came out today, or
Yeah,
today or
today.
last
Yeah.
night. We actually got to watch it on the first day. It's the sixth movie in the series. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so if you've ever seen a Final Destination movie, you kind of know how it goes. This is a little bit of a synopsis from IMDb. Plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them. This movie is an hour and 15 minutes. It's directed, I've never heard of the directors before, Zach Le- Levitsky and
Yeah.
Adam B. Stein. And John Watts is actually one of the writers on it who came to fame with the Spider-Man movies, the newest installment with Tom Holland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about either of these guys that directed it,
Mm-mm.
but what I can tell you, and we'll get into this more. Um, Obviously, this is the sixth movie in the series. They did a great job with this
Yeah, it
movie.
was a good movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, with this, can you even say there's really spoilers to get into? Because the whole
Yeah,
movie, you kind of know what's going to happen, and they even released some of like the death scenes
correct.
before the movie even happened. So,
So let's say there are spoilers, but as you know, if you've seen Final Destination, people die. If not, almost everyone
yeah,
dies. And for the actors, there's not too many big names. The largest name is Tony Todd, which
right.
this is his final movie. He did pass away, unfortunately. But I think they did a fantastic job with his character. He kind of was. I mean, he was not that much in the movie, but
Yeah,
his scene was pretty important, and he kind of I felt kind of touched. He gave like that little message to us watching the movie and the people in the movie, um, and I think it tied up his life very nicely.
yeah. No, absolutely. I like what they did with him in there. Now, when it comes to the actual movie, I mean, it's pretty well known in Final Destination movies that like the first scene is kind of like a vision, like it's not
Mm-hmm.
something that actually happened. So I feel like that's the first thing I like to talk about because I've seen about two of the other ones. I believe one of them, the opening scenes was like a plane. They were on like a
Yeah, they were on the
plane
plane.
that like burnt down. That one was okay, and then there was like a roller coaster one as well.
Yeah,
Like I thought this opening scene was really cool.
I
Like
thought it was very cool.
I thought it was cool. Like, just me personally, like I always think, and that's why I find Final Destination like kind of scares me because I always think about like crazy ways to go out,
mm,
and I've even had dreams about this. But like basically, it's this tall
it's like
building,
the
like
Space
Space
Needle.
Needle looking
Yeah,
thing, and it basically just like falls apart. And honest, I've had like nightmares about like that kind of stuff happening. So I was like cringing in my seat, just like holding on for dear life. That
yeah.
scene was pretty cool.
And I will say that scene actually, without that, it kind of sets up the entire, or with that, it sets up the entire franchise. Hence the name Bloodlines. I don't know if you noticed, but so everyone who was part that was saved from the Space Needle incident, whatever, I know it's not the Space Needle, but we were calling it that. Since they cheated death, that's what all the movies are based off.
Right.
So it's kind of cool because the grandmother had a book that she wrote premonitions down of what was going to happen to everyone,
Yeah.
and through that you'd see like the log scene that we all are scared of now, driving behind a logging truck,
Yeah.
the airplane scene, the roller coaster, everything that is memorable and that has been in the
Yeah.
Destination movies were set up in this movie, which is kind of cool. um, Tying everything together, I think it worked very well
It
and didn't
really
seem too
did.
outlandish.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, the lawnmower scene that was
Yeah,
kind
there's
of
obviously some crazy stuff that
and the
happens.
CAT scan one. But that's the thing I love about these is like you're really on the edge of your seat because you know what's going to happen, but you don't like they'll kind of trick you in one scenario. You think it's about to happen, but then it doesn't, and then like it actually does end up happening in
Mm-hmm.
another way. So I don't know. This was an hour 50-minute movie. I was entertained. Like it didn't feel like a 2 hour movie.
Not really. No.
Um, yeah, it was good. Have you seen most of the
I've
Final
seen
Destination
a
movies?
handful of them,
It's been
bits
a
and pieces.
while.
Yes,
Yeah,
like I remember the LASIK scene. I remember
yeah,
the roller coaster scene. The golf, or the I think it was the golf ball with the mower that just went through the person's head.
yeah. The log
The log, obviously
one.
the log. I'm
Yeah,
still afraid of the logs. Like I will not get close to a truck with
yeah.
logs on it.
And I think let's see here because the first Final Destination came out in
And
2000,
that was the plane.
and then the fifth
Oh, I
one.
forgot about I think I've seen actually a lot of these because there's the bridge.
Yep. Because
There's
the cool thing about
the racetrack one.
which
I
one was
forgot
that?
that. Remember, they're all at the speedway, and then I think like one of the tires comes loose and it runs into
Oh
somebody.
yeah.
Oh my
We're gonna
gosh!
have to
Yeah.
rewatch some of these, but basically 2011. It's been 14 years since the
Yes, it
last
has.
Final Destination, but I did like the first and fifth movie. I'm pretty sure like tied together. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a plane scene in the first movie, and I think the fifth movie ended with the plane scene, like in another way. We'll have to go back and watch. I
Oh.
don't want to get too deep into it. But this one also had a bridge scene, was like the beginning
Mhm.
scene. That one was actually pretty good too. All ways that I like think about some crazy way
Yes.
to go out.
This movie has given me anxiety. Like, it gives me
Yeah,
anxiety in life, which probably shouldn't watch these movies, but they're entertaining.
yeah. But basically, the whole yeah, like the whole synopsis is always like it's a squad of people that cheat death. But I think just like we were talking about, this one's kind of interesting because it's like the basically the grandmother cheated death and had this whole family now, so it's like once she dies, that's when the whole family starts
Yes.
going out. I don't know if any of the other movies work like that. I feel like all the other ones have been like friend groups and stuff,
It's,
but this one, as it's called Bloodlines, is kind of following a family,
yeah.
which I found really interesting.
It's definitely a double entendre for a title with the actual families dying and also the bloodline of like whatever happened back in the 50s, how that's
Right.
carried out throughout the entire
Yeah.
franchise.
And that's the other thing they did a great job with. They kind of brought it all together at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the first scene of the movie, they showed the train,
The train
the
tracks, yeah.
train tracks or whatever, and it kind of wrapped that up with a train accident was how it all ended. I mean,
Huh.
yeah, I don't want to spoil anything at this point, but like that's something that happens towards the end is a train track incident.
Yes, I will never look at pennies or trains the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Did you notice that throughout the movie there was pennies?
Yeah, that's the one thing again that I don't understand. Maybe let us know, or maybe Trevor has an idea because we haven't really talked about the movie yet. In the first scene, that's kind of the scene that never actually happened in the Space Needle thing is like a penny got the kid threw a penny, it got stuck, and it ended up causing everything to collapse or whatever. And then at the end, the older lady, has the same penny and it causes the train act incident. Is there like a deeper meaning for that, or is it kind of just showing that it started with a penny and it
I
ended
believe
with
it
the penny?
correct.
That's kind of the message.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think there was something to do with the penny in the hospital scene as well. Because when
Okay.
the hospital scene, the penny rolled outside, the old lady picked it up. She used that money. She was digging through her change purse to get something. That penny rolled and
Well, yeah,
set up
that's
the.
why they
Yeah,
did
it's
that.
kind of interesting.
Okay.
Um, I don't know what it's either some deeper meaning where we're just looking into it too much. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I think that's all they were trying to do is like that was like the penny that caused it in the first. Well, actually, that never even happened. It
Yeah.
was
Well, the kid was still throwing the pennies off.
that's true. He was still throwing the pennies
So
off.
just
So
don't throw pennies at people or off of
yeah,
things.
just don't throw a penny off the
Yeah.
roof of anything. But yeah, I mean, overall, I guess the biggest thing I guess you talk about in these movies are like the deaths, like how outlandish crazy they are. Like what did you think overall?
Dude,
What was your favorite one, I'll say?
what was my favorite death
Favorite
scene?
or like worst? Like which one made you like
Oh, the
look
one
away?
that I would be like this would freak the heck out of me is whenever they were in the X-ray machine. This is spoilers,
Oh,
by the way.
yeah, the X-ray machine.
Yeah, because I just thought, the guy would be sitting down in the chair, and it was so funny
Oh.
that they tried to poison him with peanut butter to stop it.
Oh yeah. But I
And
had a
then
feeling something like that, like it wasn't gonna
yeah,
actually be the peanut butter
yeah.
that.
So I don't know if you noticed, but like the guy, hey, like his nipples piercings got ripped out. Then he had a dick piercing that got
Yeah,
ripped out. I'm like,
that was funny. Like that was a little
dude,
bit unexpected.
it was very unexpected. I think it was the funniest and also the most like like I just imagine getting like bent in half with X-rays or like a
Yeah,
CT scan just pushing magnets through you.
that was probably the most like graphic looking one. Like
Yeah.
there was a scene. Well, obviously, it follows the bloodline, so it's not really spoiling that like everyone in the grandma's bloodline dies, basically, or most of the character, like all the
Yeah.
side characters, you'll know will die at least. I'm not going to say too much
Minus
about
the
what happens with like
yeah.
the main character because there's a sometimes they live, sometimes they don't, so I don't want to spoil that.
Mhm.
But the girl who died in like the garbage truck, like
Oh, dude, that
that.
was crazy.
But again, like they showed it kind of quick. Like the guy in the CAT or X-ray machine, whatever the heck that was. Um, that was like a good like 20-25 second like scene of him just, well, it started with the piercings count. That was like a 30 second to 1 minute scene actually. So that was probably the most graphic one.
Mhm.
Obviously the lawnmower scene was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, that was probably the nastiest.
Yeah.
And then, dude, there was just so.
But the lawnmower one also just happened quick. So I'm gonna also say the X-ray one was just like because the wheelchair started coming through him, like his
Oh,
body. It
bro,
was disgusting. I don't even know if that's an actual thing, by
it's
the way,
possible. It's possible.
to turn the machine up
I
that
don't know if
much.
it's
So
that high,
yeah,
but
I don't know either.
well, they always yeah.
But that's what I love about these movies, just in general. It's like because who's next to die, so you're just like always wondering like what's gonna happen. And I was just on the edge of my seat, so it was good.
And I will say the first like 20 minutes of the movie, I kind of lost a little bit of interest.
Yeah, I felt that a
Well,
little.
because I knew, like, obviously we knew what's going to happen in the movie. I'm like, oh, this is taking like a longer time to set up, and then it makes total sense. So just stick with it for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Please stick with it. It pays off at the end, definitely.
yeah, because after the opening scene, yeah, it is a little bit of a build up, but once you get to the point where she meets up with her grandma, I feel like that's when it
Hmm.
it starts to get starts to get a little bit crazy. So, I mean, I definitely recommend going out to see this movie.
Definitely. There's good move or music in the movie as well, in my opinion.
Honestly, I didn't pay attention that much.
Yeah,
I
good
gotta watch
music.
back.
Good music. Funny that funny scene with the guy with the headphones on.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Ah, great.
Oh, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That
Yes,
was good. The
yes.
garbage truck
It's
scene.
very. There's some tongue in cheek cheesiness in this movie that I love, and it fits perfectly with the franchise. It's very like early 2000s kind of comment. Like
Oh
it's.
yeah.
I laughed in this movie at some parts
Oh
as
yeah.
people were dying, and I'm like, it's kind of messed up, but it's kind of, I guess, what they intended.
We laughed a lot in this movie. Granted, it was 11:45 Eastern time. There was probably, and again, we don't live in like a big area where like the theaters are always filled unless it's like a Marvel movie or something.
Hmm.
11:45 on a Friday, there was probably like at least 4 to 5 other groups there. Some people like a lot of people went to see the movie alone.
Yeah,
That was a little bit interesting, but it was a pretty filled up theater
for
for 11:45
11:45.
on a Friday.
Yeah, and this is definitely a movie I would say get out to the theater to see. Don't wait for it
100%.
at home. Seeing it with the crowd, I think, adds
Oh,
more.
so good. I
It's
wish it
more
was.
camaraderie,
Yeah, I wish it was a filled theater.
dude.
Like
Yes,
it would have been the laughter would have been so funny. Like there were so many scenes that were just like because the deaths like as disgusting it like you look away and then you're just kind of laughing because like again you know what's gonna happen.
I saw you. You were kind of peeping some of the scenes. Like
Oh, I
you
was
were
looking
kind of
away.
looking at Graham, like,
Oh,
dude.
I get squeamish. I had to look away.
And you know
Multiple
what's
scenes.
funny? So whenever this goes back to the movie The Substance, I thought that was overly gory and like it wasn't for me.
I didn't think
But
so.
this movie, which was definitely more gory,
Yeah.
I was okay. Like the gore was different in this movie, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the substance was that bad compared to this. I think
Oh,
this is pretty
bro,
crazy, but we don't need to talk
we don't
about the
need to
substance
agree on
again.
everything.
But yeah. So
And I will say, critically, all of the other movies have not done well critically. Around a 5, 6 to 5, or 5 to 6 on IMDb rankings. The first one was a 6.7. This movie so far has a 7.2 out of
yeah,
10 rating.
that's pretty good.
It's for a horror movie. That's fantastic. For
Yeah.
just a movie in general, 7.2 is pretty good. That's with 7,000 likes or reviews. I definitely,
I bet you it's higher on Rotten Tomatoes too.
I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
I know.
Don't get me started on
But for
that crap.
IMDb, that's pretty good.
It is good.
But yeah, I mean, I thought the acting was good. No complaints there. I didn't really know many of the actors. The only guy I really knew, I'm just looking at the list here, is this Richard Harmon who played Eric. He was in the show The 100. I just briefly remember that. I don't know if you remember. You said you remember him from something, right?
Yeah, I've seen him in a few things.
Oh no, he's only been in a couple.
Go scroll down for me.
Looks like he's guest appeared on some different shows and stuff.
Maybe Captain Boomerang from The Flash.
Maybe.
Who knows? I mean, I've seen him in a lot
Definitely
of things.
seen him from something. He was really good in this. He was funny.
Obviously, Tony Todd, he's a legend.
Well, yeah, Tony
He's
Todd.
been in countless, I mean, Candyman, everything. I mean, he's been in a lot. I will say, I don't know if you noticed this, but a lot of like the background characters who got like 2 or 3 lines, really like they put everything, all their energy into the movie.
Yeah.
Like they were like, we're in this crazy movie, let's just ham it up. And I just thought it was fun. Like you could tell they had a lot of fun making this movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's probably a blast making this every time. I mean, a lot of it goes into like the edit of it, like all those scenes. I guess is it any of that? Like, is it just all editing?
What do you
mean?
That
all that stuff happens,
like
all
CGI
the deaths
stuff?
and stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's all just.
And we'll say the CGI was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was solid.
Yeah, I was like, it was better than a lot of large budget movies.
Better than The Substance.
100%. Do you want to get into rankings or?
Yeah, let's get into our rankings.
Absolutely.
So for me, overall, again, this was a good movie. I could see it growing on me a little bit. For right now, I give it a 3.5 out of 5, which is a 7 out of 10. I mean, for me, that's a pretty good rating.
Yeah.
Again, it's just not going to be. I mean, you could tell me if I'm wrong. It's just never going to be a 5 out of 5 movie. Like I don't know how Final Destination will be a 5 out of 5, but overall, like I just had fun with it. Like this definitely is not a 3 out of 10. Like this is a fun movie. The deaths are crazy, probably the craziest they've been. And the storyline was really interesting to me, so I thought it was solid.
I agree. I wish I could. I would give this like a 7.8, but I'm rounding up to an 8.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it was worth an 8. Like Michael said, it's a very fun movie. It's an entertaining movie. This would be great for a date night if your date can handle this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if my girlfriend can handle it, so.
This might be recency bias. I think this might be my. Again, I think this is the 4th one I've seen. I missed one of them. I think I didn't see the 2nd one or the 4th one. I missed one of those. Besides the first, I always love the originals. So either the first one or this one might be my favorite in the franchise.
And to me, this is a pretty rewatchable movie.
Oh yeah,
I kind of want to go back to the theater with a larger crowd and just see it with people. Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, the score could go up, could go down, but I think with an even better audience, it would bring it up. Yeah. I mean, granted, an 8 out of 10 is pretty good. 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I enjoyed it more than some recent movies I've watched.
I think that's fair to say. And I am curious how this is going to do, this movie, because obviously it's a big name, big IP. It's been around for a while. And there's nothing really else crazy big out there, but there's been a lot of big stuff coming out recently. So like, what just came out? What did we just watch last week? Well, we saw Sinners.
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts just came out. So I assume that's still going to be pretty big. I mean, that came out 2 weeks ago, but there's nothing too much out. So I think it'll do good this week. And then next week's Mission Impossible. So that might just. Well,
at the same time,
yeah.
Last Mission Impossible movie did not do too well.
It really didn't, but this is the final movie.
That doesn't mean anything. This is my hot take. I love Mission Impossible. I think this is going to be a flop at the box office.
Compared to, I mean, their budget was probably like 150 million. So like,
if not more.
Yeah, so I could see them not making their money back.
I hope Mission Impossible does, because I love Tom Cruise. I think they're all entertaining movies. But from the reviews I've seen, people are actually liking Final Destination more than Mission Impossible. Wow. So we'll see. It's definitely a movie we'll watch.
Well, you'll look out for it next week, because we'll definitely be seeing that. Haven't decided yet. We're thinking about IMAX maybe, but That would be fun.
Yes, it would.
To close out the Mission Impossible series, but stay tuned for that next week.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and Spotify. And that's a wrap. I'm Trevor.
And I'm Michael.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. Have a great one.
All right, peace.
And stay safe out there.